Welcome to our course on ELT. I'd like to start with a phrase that summarizes most of the contents we'll be dealing with. The phrase is someone teaches something to someone by a means to an end. Someone refers to the teacher, but it's not just the teacher, we know that. And as regards the teacher, we need to focus on all the skills that are required to teach English nowadays. This involves knowledge of the language, pedagogy, ICT, and a lot. We also need to focus on teacher education and professional development. That refers to the things you're learning now and the tools you need in order to keep learning throughout your careers. And personality refers to the importance of knowing yourselves so that you embrace the fact that your personality will influence your teaching, fortunately, influence your teaching. To teach is to decide. That's what I like to say. Teaching is deciding. It's a decision-making process and all the reflection that is inevitable and necessary at the end of everything we do. This involves planning, implementing, and assessing. Something refers to English, of course, and I like to include like 3 dimensions in this teaching English we talk about. The small stuff, the big stuff, and the real stuff. The small stuff refers to vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. These are like micro things we do every class. It's easy to do them, it's concrete, it's easy to assess, and sometimes, unfortunately, it's what happens a lot in the classroom. But there's also the big stuff, that would be the skills. The big stuff for me is what you do with the language, the functions of the language, the 4 skills, or 5 if we consider viewing, or more if we consider intercultural approaches or metacognitive. And then there is the real stuff, that is communication. We need to teach a language in order to communicate, and that makes everything a little bit more complex. That's something I like. Someone refers to the students, and we need to consider their age, their level. In this subject, we focus on adolescents and adults, and I hope you remember all the things related to teaching kids from last year. We will be going into multiple intelligences, but at the end of the year, I'm going to show you something that will question this theory a little bit. I hope you remember this. And of course, we need to consider motivation and discipline. These 2 things affect learning, and so we need to try to motivate students. The means would be the techniques and activities. Yes, this is okay. It's okay to think of a course on ELT as a place where you will be given resources, but we need to also learn to do this on our own. You will not have a teacher telling you what to do, so you need to learn to resort to ELT specialists and thought leaders. And for this, we need to find a way of exploring beyond our classroom, our language school, or our city. And by this I mean that we need to go to Twitter and other social media where experts share ideas. And of course, to understand that teaching is a shared thing. We need to teach and share our experiences with colleagues. And to an end is something that needs to be considered seriously. I have seen lots of teachers like putting the textbook and what the publishers suggest as an end, and that's just a means, not the end. The end is what the council in the province suggests, and also the Ministry of Education, that'll be national level, and of course the European framework of references, that'll be for the whole world, because we need to teach English in a way that serves the purpose of communicating, traveling, reading texts in science and other stuff. So this would be mainly what we will be dealing with for the whole year. I hope you like it, and pretty soon I'm gonna give you more ideas.